You're just like, just sling me in the back of a van. Just sling me, like, and let's just go. It feels good, it does, it feels calm. It's nerve-wracking beforehand. And maybe this is true of a lot of things. It's like the idea of it's more nerve-wracking than the reality of it. Yeah, I'm just excited. Last night I went to put a vinyl on. I was like turning the lights out and I went to put a record on. And there was the white label of Gold Rush Kid on the turntable, which had been there from whenever, you know. And I was like, go on, put it on. And there's no telling whether it's the A side or the B side. It was the B side. And I let myself sit and listen to it for the first time in a long time. And I love it. It's still, it feels like relative to me, and that's all it can be, but relative to me, it feels like the best album it could be. I feel like the first half is very summery, it's hands in the air. There's this beautiful thing that happens at our shows and it feels as if people, I don't know, they leave their stresses at the door. I kind of feel that when I'm in the room with them. And the first half of the record kind of honours that feeling and the way we exist on tour and the performances. And then the second half is quite reflective. And I feel like that's one of those things artists can easily say, and it's kind of, what does that mean, dude? Come on. But it does. It feels as if all of the difficult things that came up as a result of the last 2 years, I think if I am looking for a silver lining, I was able to reflect on what the last 8 years have been. And it's been a trip. It's been insane. Ultimately, it was the best thing that could have happened because I've relied on this kind of the idea that I need to move and I need to go places to get inspiration. And I think as a younger artist, that's absolutely right, because you're able to pinch other people's stories, people watch, and it's like, it's good. It allows you to explore writing without having to put too much on the line, I guess. And I would have sought to do the same thing again. I would have. And probably more by habit, this is what I do, almost like there was a formula. Do this is how I write. And I think that's the reason I was kind of taken aback with the record. When I hear the words and the sounds, it sounds like me. And that's not to say that the previous records didn't, it's just, it just sounds very specific to where I'm at the minute. It wasn't even a decision that needed to be made. It was one of the first songs that we wrote for the record, and as a result, it was one of the first songs that we produced. And then it became obvious that it was going to be the first song on the album. Like, it felt like the best way to open the record. And at that point, you kind of go, well, come on, that should be the first single. It feels like an introduction. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could tell you more. I mean, I should have been in a week's worth of rehearsals a few weeks back, and then I got chickenpox at the age of 28 and had to miss rehearsals and the shows. So we were supposed to go out and play these beautiful theatres. And we did this on the last record. You kind of let the audience know that in some way it's a warm-up show. And that's not to get out of, delivering the best show you can, but it's like, so everyone in the room understands you're figuring out what song comes when and how to approach the songs. Outside of the fact that I've not been in the room with the guys properly, I know it's going to be the 8-piece band, and so that's brass and it's vocals for days and it's dancing, and yeah, it will be a vibe. Without a doubt, my favourite thing about touring is the live shows. The other part of it might be kind of, the novelty might be wearing off at this point, like the actual, and I don't want to sound in any way, I love it still, but there's a point when you're 18, you're just like, just sling me in the back of a van. Just sling me, like, and let's just go. I think maybe I miss home more, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. So the bit that is the bit I look forward to is the hour and a half stood on stage, and it's like I truly loved that bit. Do you know what? Once we played in South Africa, this felt crazy to me. We played in South Africa and they were our kind of own outdoor headline festival-esque shows, but the only way to get into this one, can't remember which city it was. I want to say Johannesburg, but it was one road in, one road out to this kind of like national park that we took over. And so we got a police escort, and we and I thought they were just going to get us down the road, but they took us like through the city. So it's like me, there's like me sat in the back in a half drunk, whatever it is, kind of being zoomed around the city, and that was amazing. There was other things as well, like I remember we were in America, we were coming up to play in Washington, and this girl got in touch and said, look, I would love to come to the show. I work at the White House, would you like a private tour in exchange for tickets? Well, I was like, I mean, yeah, but that does not feel like a fair, feel like that transaction is lopsided. So I met Obama's dogs and I saw, it was beautiful. It was a whole thing, yeah.